Gosei Sentai Dairanger! I don't know if I could do this cool, but they are just so awesome. So yeah, before there was Power Rangers, there was Super Sentai. So let's take a look because this is more phenomenal. Ah, right.
Hello, big kids. It's time for your
What up, big kids? Here's your big review of Gosei Sentai Dairanger, the complete series, out right now at shoutfactory.com. I want to thank Shout Factory for sending me this to review. This is what started Power Rangers, you guys. And if you didn't know, this particular season is what influenced the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, especially the White Ranger. Now, I'm going to come at this first as a Mighty Morphin fan before I talk about the series itself. Now, they took elements from this show to make the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2, and mostly the Zords, the Thunder Zords, were based from this series, and the White Ranger was the only one of the costume Rangers to go into Mighty Morphin. They still use the Z Ranger Rangers, so yeah, and so none of the original 5 Rangers that are in this series were ever on Power Rangers, except for maybe kind of like you count Super Mega Force, but yeah. So this series not only influenced season 2 Power Rangers, but sadly wasn't fully shown because they were using the Z Ranger Rangers for up until season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But this show is pretty awesome. Now, coming from a Mighty Morphin fan, first off, the show is a Japanese show. Let me talk about it. It pretty much says this. Before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, there was Super Sentai. See what the worldwide phenomenon began with the original Japanese series that inspired Power Rangers franchise. The 3 tribes of the Deus Empire, Shura, Dai, and Gorma, were peaceful until the Gorma set out to conquer the planet, launching a magical war between the Gorma and the Dai tribes that lasted for centuries. In the end, both civilizations were lost until now. The evil Gorma have returned. Now it's up to Master Kaku to assemble a team of kids with high levels of chi to become the protectors of Earth, known as the Dairangers. Now, first off, I apologize if I butcher everything. Even watching the show, I'm not Japanese. The only Asian in me is Filipino, no Chinese. A Super Sentai versus Power Rangers, especially if you know Z Ranger, is a lot more adult versus the kid-friendly Power Rangers. There is definitely some things, it's definitely can be very ridiculous at times that even Power Rangers is known for, but definitely between the action and certain things it's very more adult. There's things that seem like very, very dark in the series, and yeah, that could be looked on as a really cool thing. So if you're a fan that grew up with Power Rangers and wants something more adult and you don't mind subtitles, you'll definitely enjoy this. The main team is great. We basically have 5 different Rangers. The Red Ranger, or the Firestar Ryu Ranger, Ryu, yeah, he's really awesome. The very first episode where he's just running away from that tentacle monster thing, I couldn't help but crack up. And yeah, so they got the CC Ranger, the Tema Ranger, the Quentin Ranger, and the Hondu Ranger. There's only one female on the team. Like I said, a lot of the Super Sentai teams only had one female at the time. Like I said, if you remember Z Ranger, only the Yellow Ranger was actually a guy, not a woman, which they changed the Power Rangers, and they would probably do if they actually used the actual team in the show. But the big thing I want to talk about is Kao. He's the Kaba Ranger, which would become the White Ranger. Anyone that watched Power Rangers and knew it was Power Ranger Turbo, like Foster's character being a kid that turned into Ranger, it actually started with this series. The White Ranger was a kid that actually became the adult in Ranger form. Hilarious and awesome, and he's really he's actually new to fighting, but he gets what the equivalent is of Saba, and yeah, he pretty much gets these powers. So the story arc with him is actually really cool. Storyline's really good. Like I said, if you're into kind of like little twists and turns, there's definitely a lot. Especially, I don't want to spoil things, but there, especially with a main character in here that just like, what? I didn't see that coming. And yeah, like I said, there's just like any Super Sentai series, there's some ridiculous monsters. You got like a purse monster and lipstick monster, and yeah, little weird things, but that's expected. But you know, I love what would become the Thunder Zords. I love the Zords in there. You know, they look so awesome. The fighting was really great, and like I said, one thing that's always been cool about seeing in Super Sentai versus Power Rangers is that you got to see these actors really perform all these stunts, and it was really great. It's, you know, you get 50 episodes on here. That's a lot. That's like almost 2 seasons now of TV shows. So, you know, they really used a lot of this footage in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 2, and it really became. This is like pretty much like one of the most popular Sentai's too. Even though the team wasn't on there, it's really great that we finally got it on DVD. We don't have any special features on here, but you know, just like Zing Ranger, it's really nice that we actually get this on DVD. So you can get this through Shout Factory for right now for $54. Not bad at all for 50 episodes. You know, just like a little over $50 for an imported series. This is really awesome if you're a huge fan of Power Rangers and you want to see where all that footage originally from with the White Ranger, especially if you're a Jason David Frank fan, you should definitely check this out. And if you're a Super Sentai fan, this is definitely a great season that you should definitely check out, and just so action-packed, a lot of twists and turns. There was some annoying things here and there, but just like any Power Ranger / Super Sentai season, that's, you know, you have to deal with that sometimes. But I definitely recommend it, and it is powerful, yes. Anyway, thank you to Shout Factory for sending this out. Make sure to check out shoutfactory.com and check out the link in the description where to buy this right now from their website. And for more, check my website at SeanLongSong.com. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. I'm Sean Long, may I live long and live life. Hey Saba, what do you think of Super Sentai Dairanger? I agree, most impressive.